Have you ever had a person give you a label, whether it was on purpose or inadvertently? They said something to you or about you, and you realized later on what an impact that label had on you. This has been a topic of conversation in several different areas of my life recently. I was on a call the other day, and the person speaking was talking about how their father told them one time, money just burns a hole in your pocket. And she said she was told that so many times that being bad with money just was a part of who she was. And she didn't really think there was anything she could do about it. In that same conversation, it came up how giving children even positive labels like academically and intellectually gifted can have negative consequences for them. And I had this huge aha moment. I was in that program as an elementary and middle school student, and this person was saying how that label can often make students very, very fearful of failure to the point that they are not willing to try new things. And I realized that maybe explains the fact that I have a lot of difficulty enjoying anything that I'm not good at. It can make me very emotional sometimes if I'm not good at something that I'm attempting to do. And yes, maybe I avoid those things from that. I don't know if that's where that personality aspect for me came from, but it's just very interesting conversation. So those are conversations I've been having previously this week. And then yesterday, I got this fantastic phone call from a tutoring client of mine who passed her EOG. And oh, we were celebrating. It was so exciting. I think her mom and I were far more excited than she was, but it was such a nice moment. We were smiling. Everybody was so talking about how we were so proud. And she has worked tremendously hard this year to go from a student that was not projected to pass to a student that did pass. That's just wonderful, and I'm so happy for her. But teaching kids and loving kids is an emotional roller coaster most days, because victories like that and heartbreak and heartache for kids often exist at the same time, side by side. I moved on from that celebration to thinking about students that don't get that news. And that's a big concern for me. It's not that I don't think standards should exist and assessments have no value. What concerns me a lot is how children internalize these things. And the power of language is something that's also popped up recently. So just all kind of came together this week. So I want you to think about, as a child, you get a piece of paper after taking an end of grade test, and there's two choices: proficient and not proficient. And you see on your paper that the not proficient box is checked. I have a feeling that most children don't think to themselves, oh, well, that just means this one day on this one score was not proficient. I think they start believing they're not proficient or sufficient. They might think things like, I'm behind, I'm not smart, this is just not a good subject for me, something's wrong with me. And that's very concerning, because these labels can become a person's identity very quickly, whether it's good or bad. Children can't separate the score from themselves. think about as adults. I don't think we're always that great at separating a result or an outcome from ourselves personally. So then, as I was thinking about this last night, I started doing some research. And I came across some graphs about proficiency levels for students in North Carolina in particular. That's the state that I live in. And for 3rd through 8th grade last year, about 48 to 51% of students were considered proficient in reading. Those numbers are a little higher in math and a little higher than that in science. But looking at that reading chart, I immediately realized that about that same percentage, of course, of students are not proficient. Roughly 1 in 2. And kids don't know, statistically, my classmates are in this same situation. They don't know that struggling on a standardized test is not rare or abnormal. They don't realize these things. And I just fear that seeing that box, not proficient, checked, is making a bigger impact on our kids than we realize. So my encouragement and my words of wisdom for you this week is just make sure that we are thinking about the emotional support that our students may need. Of course, students should celebrate those wins. They should say things like, I'm so proud of you. You worked hard. You tried your best. That's all I expect. Those are all very helpful things for parents to do and say. But we may need to take it a step further and explain to students, even using the data if we want to, that this just measures one testing moment. It's not a measure of their intelligence or their future potential. I mean, I even think about in today's economy, there are so many pathways to success. There's not just one pathway to success in life. I value education. I'm a teacher. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm a college graduate with a master's degree. But college is not the only meaningful or successful path a student can take. I am so thankful for the CTE programs and our local counselors that do such a great job emphasizing different strengths and celebrations for different types of achievement. Many kinds of intelligence and success exist. Our worth is not tied to one result or one score, one path, or one label somebody gives us or we give ourselves. So children need to be able to protect their self-identity while we still encourage them and celebrate their growth. So, of course, we are emphasizing that scores don't define a person. Everyone's capable of growing, and growth should be the emphasis. Everyone's worthy, no matter what an outcome might be. So, just to wrap things up, I wanted to say that perspective matters, emotional safety matters, and confidence matters. I came across a beautifully expressed quote on Facebook the other day about this, and I can't remember it word for word. I think it was from Dr. Brad Richardson. I wonder if I can find it quickly to read it to you. But it's just so timely that all of these things lined up for me this week. So here it is. I think this is it. Yeah. So I want to end with this. This comes from Dr. Brad Johnson, not Richardson, sorry. Dr. Brad Johnson. Parents, as testing season comes to an end, remember this. A test score measures a small slice of performance on one particular day. It does not measure your child's intelligence, potential, creativity, character, work ethic, kindness, resilience, or future success. Some kids will score high, some won't. But years from now, nobody is going to ask the mechanic fixing your brakes, the lineman restoring power during a storm, the construction worker building a home, the farmer, the welder, the truck driver, the firefighter, or the nurse, "Hey, what did you score on your standardized test?" Because the world has always needed more than test takers. It needs people who can build things, fix things, lead people, work hard, care about others, and make a difference. A test measures a moment. It does not measure a life, a future, or the greatness a child may one day bring to the world. And so I'm going to end on that, families. Again, my name is Kylie Larson. If we haven't met before, I run a tutoring and student success coaching business here in North Carolina. Right now, we are under the name 4011 Learning. That's the word 40 dash the number 11 Learning. And we will be transitioning to a new name that better expresses our mission and purpose. But right now, that's where you can find us if you Google 40-11 Learning. And I hope everyone has a wonderful end to your week and a relaxing and fun weekend. I will be back live for a few more days, and I'll see you soon. Bye.